Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Racha HaKodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of the house of David. Salutations to you, brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth and righteousness and sincerity to you, Israelite foreigners. Come back home to the truth. To those that passed on, serving the Lord, the dead in Yahushai shall arise first. To you, sisters who believe, keep encouraging and supporting your brothers out here, teaching us truth, and always commemorate the sister who wash Yahushua feet when you read the scriptures. All right, I want to read a scripture. I've read this to y'all before. Romans 14 and 16. Let not then your good be evil spoken of. And what does it mean by let not your good be evil spoken of? You know, you got men in this truth. First off, if you're in this truth, it stands to reason that you should be good. You should do good things out of the kindness of your heart, not, you know, not for a side agenda or anything like that. You should be good because good is the right thing to do. Now, it's a sister who I got on social media. Her name is Isha Yaakov or something like that. And she posts a lot of shit. Honestly, she's very disagreeable. She posts for contention. She's from Jersey, I'm pretty sure, because all of our common friends are people that I know, right? They're people that I know, went to high school with or whatever. So she's a local. So this morning, really like 3 in the morning, I woke up. You know, you wake up early in the morning and you look on social media. And I saw a post by her saying that I would never have an autistic child. I would have sacrificed it to Molech. And then I'm sitting here like, you know, I'm listening to what she's saying. Because yes, autistic children are quote unquote cursed or whatever. I get that. That doesn't mean that you should put them to death. I don't know, maybe y'all could clarify if there's anything in the scriptures supporting putting to death a child because it's autistic. But I would never say that unless there's at least something in the scriptures. You know, there's nothing that I've ever seen in the scripture saying a child that's handicapped in any way should be put to death. I have loved ones who are autistic, you know, through being nieces and nephews, you know, some very close family members that have children. So I'm like, and nobody, even I've noticed that there are other Israelites on her page, which I don't know what branch or what group, but they're all agreeing with me. They're disagreeing with her. Like, yo, you bugging saying shit like this on social media. So, so at one point she says to me, oh, you misunderstood or you didn't read the post correctly or you missed the point. People always like to say you missed the point. It's always you missed the point. They never projected the point incorrectly. Everybody that says you missed the point are really putting it on you because you did not understand the bullshit that they wrote. And I'm not saying that the sister's a bad sister. One thing I do notice about her on social media, same thing with a lot of black and Latino women. You get in the truth and now you want to fucking be, you want to be the one to shit on Israelites that believe in the status quo, right? What we normally believe. You know, she posts a lot basically against what the normal Hebrew Israelite thought is, which is fine if you think, because I do it too. You know, I disagree with the lack of mercy that we practice in Israel, right? But there's scripture supporting it. She be going off the deep end with some bullshit sometimes.
I don't know how to respond to that.
These Apple Watches are satanic. But anyway, so, you know, when you go into the scriptures, you know, you can't let the good that you're trying to do be counted as wickedness. And that's a quick way. That's a quick way to get your good counted as wickedness. Because I know that she meant well with that post about autistic children, but she set off a lot of people. Matter of fact, one of the people she set off was a good friend of mine in high school. We shared lockers until he got locked up. I mean, literally, you know what I'm saying? We you know, that he was the homie. He was the homie. He actually, I got jumped, and he was, man, listen, he had one of the motherfuckers that jumped me shook. Shook, I tell you. This is over 25 years ago, I think. Oh, yeah, definitely, like 28 years ago, because I got to remember I'm old. And he has an autistic son who's 21 years old now. You know, we can't cater to everybody's triggers, but we also can't purposely go after people's triggers. And that's what we do in this truth a lot of times. We throw in, you know, we'll tell Edomite, yeah, we're going to hang your kids off of the street light. I've done it. So I'm not sitting here telling y'all are wicked, and I've done it. But when you think about it, like, yo, you're purposely trying to get somebody worked up and mad. You know, you're trying to do good by teaching the word, but look what you're saying to people. Even your enemy, even one of the worst people on the planet Earth, even if that's going to be the case, you still don't go around saying shit like that. Like we as Israelites, we have this tendency, you know, we're out there teaching the word of the Lord, but then we kind of say things for shock value. And that's something that has to stop. We can't sit here and teach for shock value. We have to teach because what we're saying is critical information that's going to, Lord willing, change lives in a positive way to get people to serve the Lord, to get people to want to serve the Lord. Who wants to serve a God that's as merciless and ruthless as we make him sound? He's not like that. I'm not saying the Lord, but we have to understand that the Lord's mercilessness and ruthlessness is a direct result of our rebellion. It's a reaction. It's not that the Lord is a cold-hearted, you know, destroy lives all day type God. You know, the Lord is actually compassionate and merciful. But there's a limit to that mercy, and that's the way we should project the message, not the way we make him sound. Oh yeah, God kills. Yeah, God kills and makes alive. God does a lot of things in the world. And when we go out there and we present God, and I'm saying God for the laymen, right? Laymen means the people who don't know, who aren't in the faith, right? Because my videos are for people that aren't in the faith to get in the faith. I don't make videos for brothers in the faith. What do I need to make a video to a nigga that already know what I know? We got to teach these people that don't know. Like that's another thing that we, you know, we got to understand that when we go out there in the streets and we prophesy, we're prophesying for people to come into this thing. It's not, you know, yeah, of course you want a faith boost and you want to give brothers encouragement, you know, but at the same time, we're really there for the non-believers that hopefully they can be converted to believers. You know, but anyway, don't let your good be evil spoken of. When somebody describes the things that you do for the truth, those things that you do for the truth should be spoken of the way it was intended. If your intention is to do the right thing, then present it like it's the right thing. Don't sit here and speak for shock, because that's the biggest thing. One of the biggest things in the way we teach. We want to say things that make people's jaws drop and make people be like, wow, They believe that, and then prove it. You're not winning souls for Yahushua. What you're doing in that case is you're just making people afraid sometimes of what we teach. That's what you're doing. We don't teach for contention. We don't teach to make people's jaws drop. We make people, if anything, people should be shocked and astonished at how great the Most High is. You know, we paint a picture like God is this cold-hearted God that he you know what I'm saying? And in the long run, do you think the Lord is going to look favorably upon the way you present him? Think about it. If somebody were telling his friend about you, would you like that person said, yeah, this, you know, he's a good guy, but he's got a hell of a mean streak. And they up that mean streak to make the person afraid. But in reality, yeah, they're making that person afraid of you. But they're not telling the person about the good that you do. You know, we want the world to know that we serve a merciful God. Just don't take that mercy for granted. That's all that is. Don't take that mercy for granted, man. We serve a God that forgives. But don't think he's just going to forgive any old thing. The Lord ain't going to forgive when you're just brash and you're just trying to please yourself and hurt others, or break his law to please yourself. No, but if you do something in the course of living life, trying to do the right thing, and you do the wrong thing, yeah, the Lord will forgive that. You know, but don't think that you can just sit here, walk around and sin and fuck married women and do all types of weird, you know, goofy shit that's wrong, and the Lord will forgive that. No. No, that ain't what the Lord's forgiveness is for. You know, but anyway, hopefully with that, somebody was edified. With that, I'm going to say shalom.